Hi friends, Micah Supreme here coming at you guys with another reading. So, for this zodiac reading, we are doing the signs of Gemini, Taurus, and Aquarius. And the way that my readings work, or my zodiac readings work, is for the sun, the moon, and the rising in these signs. So again, we have Gemini, Taurus, and Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. If your sign showed up more than once in this reading, that means that there's more than one message for you. So don't be afraid to check out both or all three of those signs. If your sun, moon, and rising came out, that's a very strong sign. You should probably watch them all. So yeah, I don't really think I should spend too much time talking on this. So yeah, we'll be beginning the reading with the sign of Gemini. And let's get it. If you are a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, then this reading is for you. All right, Gemini. Let's see what we got. So, you guys, an attentive viewer may notice that there's more cards here than usual. I decided to incorporate a brand new deck inside the Oracle reading. It's my Moon Oracle. I just got this deck. I've been wanting to get this for like the past year and a half, 2 years or so. And I finally just stopped procrastinating and brought it. With this Moon Oracle deck, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this Moon Oracle to really get more clarity around the main oracle of the reading. So for you, Gemini, what you have is by the book. Now, by the book is actually a very fortuitous sign. It's number 11, so maybe you've been seeing 1111 or something of that nature. But the number 11, master number 11, is all about manifestation. It's about really bringing in what it is that you want through sheer force of will and by aligning with the laws of attraction. The by the book card really sits here and tells you guys that you're actually in alignment with the law of attraction. You are manifesting and bringing in the things that you want just by allowing yourself to exist and allowing that energy to work with you. And I'll even read it for you guys. The universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for a human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Each revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is the time to learn these laws and conform to them, rather than being a rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and following the rules, even if they make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. So yeah, Gemini, there might be something that you kind of have to conform and give into, which is funny because one of the cards that you have here is the card of disillusion. Like maybe you had like this idea of how things should be or how things should go, but the fact of the matter is that you're starting to see that even though you believe that certain things should go a certain way, the truth of the matter is probably quite different than what you want to believe. There's a strong energy here of like, even though like you might just have to like give in, that you might have to just like kind of give in, or that you might just have to give in, that the law of the land, the laws are going to like actually kind of work probably either for or against you, with judgment in reverse probably against you. If you're heading into something legal, don't disillusion yourself in thinking that you're going to have a happy outcome, because right now the law of the land is what it is. Okay. The law of the land is what it is. The fact of the matter is that you have to really think about this much more logically and more clearly, and really realize that, the laws are the laws, and that even if like the laws of the land end up hurting you due to the law of abundance or universal laws, things are going to end up being corrected in time. The energy that you have here is dual. Now, with dual here, Gemini, you see two figures here, one in red and one golden. This is the clash between the Mars and the Sun, the competitive spirit. The dual card speaks of two people evenly matched, like really battling it out and really duking it out against each other. The fact of the matter is, with the by the book and the disillusionment card, there's something that you've been fighting against, and I really feel like you might really lose this battle, or that it won't turn out in a way that you believe that it will. Because you really are fighting, you're fighting something, Gemini. You're really, really fighting. And it might not turn out the way that you kind of want it to, is what I'm really seeing. I really don't want to hear this message, but I'm going to still give it. You're fighting something and it's not going to turn out the way that you want it to. Yeah. It's time for you to not be so illusioned by your feelings and your thoughts and your prayers on the matter. The fact of the matter is, things are going to work out for you in time, but the laws of the land is the law of the land, and it's time to submit to them. It's time to conform. Things are going to happen. Wow. It's going to happen. You're probably fighting against this conformity. It's probably not something that you're really strong in. You could really be a rebel for real, but no. It's time to submit. It's time to give up this. It's time to not fight. With the Queen of Cups here, it's time to give into the energy of peace and to go peacefully. Okay? Because with Judgment in reverse here, this is about something not really turning out in your favor, or the fact that you might either be heavily critical of yourself, or other people around you might really be very critical of you. And it's going to be that negative critical assessment of you, those negative critical thoughts of you is what's going to win out in the end. It's what's really going to be the deciding factor, not who you are, but what other people think and perceive of you is what's really going to be the deciding factor in this. And you can be the most kind-hearted, loving, loyal person, but if other people doesn't perceive you as such, that's what's going to win out in whatever situation this is, Gemini. And that's just a sad fact, but you're fighting a battle, and you're fighting admirably, but it's going to be a losing battle, and your spirit guides are here to tell you to don't be disillusioned. Like the physical laws of the world works way different than the spiritual laws, and sometimes the law of the land isn't really fair, but in order to keep the peace and to keep the harmony, you're going to have to submit to the judgment. You have to submit to judgment. And we had the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. But the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, like I said, this isn't a message that I particularly want to hear. And it might be something that might be really nerve-wracking. Or it might be something that's like really keeping you up at night. This could be in regards to a situation that you probably have given some thought to or have been thinking a lot about. If this is about like maybe something going on legally, or maybe about how you might fit into a group, or if a social group really likes you, the fact of the matter is that they might have really negative perceptions of you. And if it's not about like a group having negative perceptions of you, this is about you having negative perceptions of yourself. And this could be because you're really combative with this group of people. You're really hard stuck on your independence and individuality, but it's not really working out in your favor. It's causing people to look upon you disfavorably. Take it how it resonates, Gemini. Again, if this is about a legal matter, which Judgment in reverse can sometimes be about, or Judgment upright can be about legal matters, just know that it might not work in your favor, and it might be a little annoying, but it is what it is. And I did have a dream I did have a dream about the battle between me and my landlord there. I had a dream about it. It only came up in my dream briefly. And he was lying about the numbers. He was lying about the numbers, but the court still ruled in his favor, or like, he managed to get away with lying about the numbers. But and now that I'm seeing this message, I know that it wasn't just a dream. It's probably what's going to happen. This could also be a chance for you to not to prepare yourself for a battle if this is a legal issue, prepare yourself for a fight that it might really be more long and drawn out than what you probably initially imagined. And you're gonna have to really you're gonna have to really believe in yourself and get ready to fight. But take it how it resonates, Gemini. So let's get more cards on this situation. What's the Queen of Cups here? The Queen of Cups to me is all about, maybe it means listen to your intuition. Like I said, I just realized that I did have a dream about that. And it could be that you need to listen to it. Yeah. Yeah. If your intuition is telling you that there's deception afoot, don't be disillusioned into thinking that this is going to be a fair battle or a fair fight, Gemini. There's sabotage afoot. There's treachery afoot. And this is what your intuition is trying to tell you with the Queen of Cups, Seven of Swords. It's not, and then the Four of Cups at the bottom. With the Seven of Cups, yes, things aren't what they seem. Things aren't what you believe. Don't become disillusioned by your own hopes around this situation. The truth of the matter is actually quite ugly. Be ready for an actual battle, for an actual fight. What's Judgment in reverse. Judgment in reverse in the Three of Pentacles. Like I said, if this is about a group setting, co-workers, friends, or something like that, for the Geminis, that if this isn't about something legal, this is about a friend group, Judgment in reverse in the Three of Pentacles is telling you to actually work with these group of people. Work with the group of people to really change their perception of you. Because you can be very competitive, you can be very standoffish, probably really trying to hold on to your individualism within this group. But the fact of the matter is, you might need to conform and congeal with them a little bit more to invite more harmony into your interactions with this group or your co-workers or something like that, Gemini. Don't try to like really be, I'm unique and yada, yada, yada. If you work with the people, your unique talents is going to show as you collaborate and as you contribute. Judgment in reverse here is all about, like, if this is about you actually doubting yourself, Gemini, about you doubting your worth and your ability to congeal with the people around you or to achieve a certain task, don't doubt your ability. Really step up, do the work, do your best to pitch in, and you'll see just how valuable your contributions are. You'll get a brand new perspective, and people will have a brand new perspective on you. So really make sure that you're being cooperative at this time, Gemini, that you're working with people and not standing up and fighting against. Yeah, and this is wisdom that's coming from on high. This is the time for you to flex your stuff in a different kind of way. Instead of being, the special little snowflake, it's time to really get involved with everyone else, congeal, conform, and to stand and to shine and stand out in a different kind of way, Gemini. What's this Nine of Swords? I feel like it's this one. Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups. Yeah. But the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups, this is about you really doubting if you can be happy or if things are going to turn out in the way that you want. You can really be sitting here thinking, worried about what it is that's going to cause you personal fulfillment and happiness. There's something here that maybe you're just like worried that things aren't going to turn out the way that you want them to. But you're getting advice right now to really prepare yourself that, if this is a legal battle, it's going to be much more drawn out than what you were initially hoping for. There's going to be some treachery, a little bit of lies being fabricated. And instead of being completely blindsided by it, your spirit guides are here warning you, listen, it's not going to be fair. This already kind of skewed against you. Do your best to work and to really to really change the way that people are perceiving you in this situation. It might be a little nerve-wracking. It might really trigger some things within you. But for the sake of your own personal contentment, you got to work with the energy and not against it at this time. Standing out and wanting to duel will only cause things to like really not work against you. Instead of like dueling, there needs to be talk. Death. I was channeling the High Priestess energy, and it finally came out. We have death and the High Priestess. Death speaks of a big change, a revolution, a rebirth. And I really feel like this situation is going to be something that's really going to change. Whatever this situation is something that's changing you. It's going to be changing your life circumstances. And then even with the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom, this is strong divine intervention energy. Like, I really feel like even though things might really be working against you, your spirit guides are trying to help you so they can step in and help you to correct the disharmony in this situation. But in order for that to happen, you need not duel. You need to submit and be willing to work with the people and to come to a conclusion and to be malleable in a situation. Even though things aren't really working out the way that it needs to work out, there's lies, treachery afoot. You need to just be aware. The High Priestess sees, but she doesn't speak. You need to be aware that things are working in that matter, and you need to be ahead of the energy and figure out how you're going to turn the tables in your favor. Because, again, you got divine assistance here with the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. Things are happening. Your spirit guides are conspiring to help you out in this situation. And you should really thank them for this, Gemini, because they're really looking out for you. They're looking out for you. So whatever the situation is, the advice is to conform. Yeah. Scorpio and Jupiter, manipulation. Things aren't what they seem in regards to the situation. Like I said, there's a skewed perception of you. There's someone, again, I had that dream about my landlord and our mitigation. Like, it was just a very brief thing. I seen him writing numbers, scribbling it out and writing different numbers. This is something here about a manipulation, about something being manipulated, about things not really being as they seem. And this is your spirit guides giving you a warning about this situation, that things aren't what they seem. Practice caution. The thing about the Mercury and Virgo, this is about being very careful with your words, Gemini. Now it's not the time for you to stand up and duel and fight. That's only going to alter the perception of you in this situation. It's time to submit, conform, and try your best to collaborate, especially if this is some kind of mitigation, some kind of litigation, mediation, or arbitration. It's time to like really watch your words and put your best foot forward, because the judgment is already not in the situation is already not in your favor, and there's already been some manipulation and things of that nature. So it's time for you to work to get to the bottom of it with the proper authorities and allow that to take place. I'm gonna pull one more oracle card and then I'll end your message, Gemini. I didn't want to see this message, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad it came out. Yeah. Second house resources. This is about money. This is about money. Gemini. About maybe litigation around money. Or even just to take this reading in a whole different way, just in case, it's not you. Just to not make this so personal. This could be about you and your beliefs around you being able to make money, about you really needing to not self-delude yourself and lie to yourself, to really realize that you can be successful and that you can make things happen. Don't doubt your ability to achieve your personal success, because your spirit guides are with you. There's a big revolution and a change that's happening and that you can feel inside. But that might be a message for someone. If you've been here this long and this message didn't resonate, maybe that one will. But for the most part, this feels like you stepping into a situation that's not quite fair, that's more so orchestrated by the powers that be, the powers that rule this plane, the law, the government, and it's already kind of skewed against you, and you got to submit to working with and collaborating with these people instead of trying to stand up and fight against at this time. Don't become disillusioned by your hope, by your undying optimism, by your fire to fight with this Mars and this Sun here. It's time to actually submit, to collaborate, and to work out, and to work with these people for the sake of your best good and for the sake of making sure that your resources, that you maintain as much of your resources as possible. Because there is treachery afoot, there is lies, but you need to make sure that you can at least walk out of this with your stuff, with as much as you can in a situation. Because this could be a big issue regarding second house matters, which is your resources, your property, and your wealth. So Gemini, if this reading resonates, please leave a like or a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you guys want to support me as a content creator, the links to do so are in the description box. Thank you so much for your time and energy, Gemini, and please be blessed. That sucked. But I hear you. Thanks for the heads up. If you are a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, then this reading is for you. So let's see what we got here for you, Taurus. So the way that I'm doing things now in Taurus is that I have a new deck. These are my moon oracle cards, and I'm using them to help clarify and to provide more context for your main oracle here. And with the main oracle card we have is not for you in reverse. Now, not for you in reverse or in a protection message is telling you that there's something that you're pursuing, something that you're wanting, and something that you're going after that's honestly, truly not for you. There could be a lot of closed doors on this path. It could actually be very difficult. A lot of things might not really be working out in your favor. And instead of taking those as a challenge, Taurus, you're meant to be taking them as signs. The card speaks a lot about not ignoring red flags or not going despite seeing red flags. There's something that you're in pursuit of, something that you want, something that you've been trying to go after that is not meant for you. Okay? That's not your way. That's not what's meant for you, Taurus. And it's time for you to course correct and go down a different path. Because the thing that you're trying to pursue now, the things that you're trying to go after is running away from you. And it's not meant for you to chase a bag or chase a dream. Your dream needs to come with you and work with you. This is what you're doing now isn't worth it, Taurus. It's not the way. And here we have the crescent, what is this? The waxing moon for impulse. Impulse speaks of impulsiveness. This might be something that you're pursuing without really doing too much thought. This is like something that you felt passionate about, so now I'm just going to go run and do it. And all signs be damned, I'm going to charge head first like the bull that I am. And nothing is going to stop me. But the fact of the matter is, your spirit guides are trying to tell you, like, wait a minute. This isn't it. You see all the trouble that you're having. You see all the red flags and signs. That's not just for decoration. Like, no, this is not the way. If it's too hard or if it's too challenging, that means that it's not for you. And and not to say that everything that's challenging is not for you. You'll know when even though it's something that's challenging is right for you. But The spirit guides are giving you clear direction here, Taurus. It's not for you. And in fact, we even have two paths, which is funny because this is the decan that I was born under, that I was born under, the moon mansion that I was born under. The two paths speaks of actually really realizing that there's another choice and another opportunity that you can take. There's another path for you to go down. Now the two path cards actually speaks. It says like there's two parallel paths, but you don't know if either path is going to take you down and to lead you down the same way. But the fact of the matter is, you gotta be brave enough to go down another path anyway, not knowing where it leads or not knowing where it goes. The path that you're going down now, you might really know where it's trying to go. You might have a clear goal in mind, but you need to go down a different way, or you might need to do something different. And you don't know if this doing is something different is still going to lead you to your goal or not. But the fact of the matter is, you need to be brave enough to go down. The two path card also speaks to people who are born under this sign, who are born under this moon mansion. They might have like really good ideas, and they're really good at bringing their ideas to fruition, but it's the maintaining of those ideas that's really going to be difficult. It also speaks of people under being born under this mansion having a hard time maintaining like housing property and things of that nature, which is quite ironic. But yeah, Taurus, the path that you're going down now is not for you. And it's time to course correct and go down a different way, to choose a different path, to choose a different way of doing something, or to probably do something all different altogether. Allow your intuition to be the guide here. Because right now we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, Five of Pentacles is telling me that as you're pursuing and going down this path, you're literally probably getting nothing out of it. You're probably taking more L's than getting more wins. And this is not what's meant for you. So you need to go down a new path with the Seven of Pentacles here. The Seven of Pentacles to me is always about sowing seeds. And it's time for you to like really begin a new path or do something different. Even though you don't really know what's going to happen, you don't really know what's going to like come out of going down a new path, you still need to go down it anyway. Because the Seven of Pentacles is all about sowing seeds and then having to be patient and waiting, Taurus. You got to go down a new way and just wait and see what happens. You need to go down a new way and be patient as you go down a new way and really see what's happening. Yeah. Wow, okay. I'll take these two. Your bottom deck card is the Wheel of Fortune, and I'm taking the Empress with it as well because it's very fitting. With the Wheel of Fortune here showing up at the bottom deck for your card, for your reading, is letting me know that, you do have like this is like your divine guidance actually coming in and assisting you. Like, so I'm seeing like a dowsing rod. It's pointing you towards your abundance, towards your future. You need to really listen to this message, Taurus, and go down a different way, because you're going to start recouping all of these L's that you've been taking going down this path. It's time for you to go somewhere different, to sow new seeds, and those seeds are actually going to turn into pretty ripe fruit. It's going to allow you to create the stability, the security, and the abundance that you really want with the Empress card here. It's going to allow you to be more creative, to really allow things to bloom and to blossom, instead of being in this Five of Pentacles energies where it's just like you're expending your energy, but you're getting nothing out of it. And when stuff like that is happening, it's a big fat no. It's time for you to course correct and go down a different way, Taurus. Period. So let's get some Oracle cards. Because I feel like I don't need any more tarot. I feel like I got enough out of the tarot for this reading in particular. So let's use these ones. I'm still mad that this two-pack card read me like that. Okay. We have the fourth house, which is about home. And then we have the midheaven here, which is the pinnacle. So there's definitely a clear progression here with between the fourth house and the midheaven, which is I think is the 10th house. The thing is though, with the fourth house here, this is all about something that the fourth house rules like your very close family, your mother, siblings. This is also about like your actual like home, like the place that you live and stay. But home is more so about who you are as an individual. There's something here around maybe like your self expression. Ah, that's right, because we have ascendant at the top, and here we even have Juno with partnership. Yeah, I don't know, Taurus. I don't know. You know better than me about what's happening here because I'm getting like a lot of mixed energy involved in this. Like, this is definitely about something that could very well be important to you, Taurus. Something that you've been putting a lot of energy, that you put a lot of energy and time into, that you really felt like you were showing yourself. But if you go down a different path, it's going to allow for more freedom of expression. It's going to really allow you to really show who you are a lot better and to like really create and make something that's more attuned to who you are. But you got to abandon the path that you're on now and go down something different. It's going to lead you to your midheaven. The midheaven is like the highest point in your chart. It's like your apex, your greatest success. You're being led to to the apex of your life, towards like the best years that you're going to have. But the fact of the matter is that if you continue down the path that you are now, you're not going to make it there. You need to go down a different path. You need to go somewhere else because the one that you're on now is just simply not for you, and all the signs are pointing into that, and it's going to make it a lot harder. Now, Juno. Now that I think about it, Juno, I think Juno is actually Hera. I'm gonna reread the book. I think Juno is Hera. But the fact of the matter is, with Juno ups, and I landed right on it. The asteroid Juno points out how you may have been trained to choose between love and work. Wow. And offer clues on how to balance them instead. This asteroid was named after the daughter of Saturn, wife of Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter is Zeus. So yeah, it is Hera, and mother of Mars. She is queen, the organizer of society, and she rules the roost. Juno and Jupiter modeled an uneasy but equal partnership that took a lot of work and had great rewards. In work and love, Juno wants you to trust that you can hold steady on your life's path and develop equal partnerships. So get in there and wrestle to make relationships work. Research healthy relationship skills and study negotiation and mediation techniques. Practice respect, communication, love, and conflict resolution between the various facets of your own personality. Like Juno and Jupiter, strive to become two whole, empowered souls who can express their individual potential, work around each other's foibles, and find balance. Be responsible for your own connection to the creative source, spirit, and your emotions. Don't ask another to carry your heart for you, as it makes it hard to accept their unique path. And again, this is speaking of two paths here that may or may not be leading in the same direction. Only thing you know is that you gotta just go and you just gotta do. Live out your ambition through your own work rather than your mate, children, employees, or coworkers. If you do so, you can encourage others' growth and exploration along with your own, and so create the foundations of great relationships and a sense of community. If you don't, you can devolve into jealousy or create monsters. If you want to be in a partnership but are not, examine any belief or training that said you have to give up what matters to you in order to partner up. If it's your choice to work alone, accept it. If not, expand that view and invite fresh possibilities. True partnership is a spiritual path. Its sacred acts are the practice of healthy relationship skills. These skills begin within. So yeah, Taurus. And especially with the fourth house here, this could, again, be about a loved one, a marriage, or something like that. Like, it could be about something like that. As the fourth house isn't about like love and relationships, but it's about like very close bonds, the people that are closest, mates, family members, and it's about the truest expression of yourself. And the Juno card here is letting you know that you're going to have to like maybe negotiate certain parts of yourself and really learn to be more like, not really expect too much out of your partner. Don't expect your partner to do your work for you, or don't expect your partner to like really put up with a lot of your shit. This is up to you to like really create the proper skills inside yourself to be able to mediate and work with the person that you've chosen. Like if this is about a relationship and you've been having a lot of tension there and you think that you got to give up something to be with them, you can either choose to give up that something and to learn to like really work with them and find a happy medium, or some kind of balance there, or you can choose to completely forgo them, go it alone, and do your thing. But again, it's two paths. It's up to you. The choice is yours. And you don't know where any of these paths are going to lead, Taurus, but it's up to you to pick them and to pick whichever one feels the most authentic to you. Because this is leading you towards like your apex in your life. And you can either share this with someone or you can go into it alone. It's really up to you, Taurus. But the fact of the matter is there's negotiation and change that need to happen within you. I heard I heard like you are the problem, but I don't want to say that to you, Taurus, because I don't think anyone's the problem here. It's just two different spirits, two different energies trying to come together and make something beautiful. And you just gotta be a little bit more willing to work and change yourself in order for this to work. Just have to work a little bit, or to like really be ready to negotiate and mediate. And that might be the part that you need to change. Your resistance to change. Beautiful. Again, by getting back to the whole work thing and the thing about money, if this is about like you like actually like choosing a different path, choosing a different job, you're gonna have to like really choose it, go down a different way. But the warning here is that if you do go down a different way, it might really if you're married or in a relationship, it might really put a strain on your relationship. You might be working more and home less, or something of the matter. You might end up making more than your partner, and you gotta really be able to reassure them in that, and that everything is okay. Fact of the matter is, who knows? But I did pull the sun in the 10th house, the sun in Capricorn, which is about achievement. So yeah, if this is in fact about like working or about a job or something like that, going down a different path is going to lead you to your achievement. And again, like I said, the 10th house is the midheaven. Even though there's still the midheaven and then the 10th house, like I've heard somewhere that the midheaven is the 10th house, and that never left me. So this is a strong correlation that this really just might really be about your career and learning how to have a good work-life balance in your career. But the fact of the matter is if you're doing something that's not fulfilling for you, something that's really just like more so taking from your energy than giving to you, then it's time for a shift. It's time for a change, because that change is what's really going to bring you to your true achievement. It's going to bring you to your highest point in life. Take this how it resonates though, Taurus. You know better about your life than I do. And again, we have Jupiter in Taurus, which is about status. This is a very money-based and very grounded reading, Taurus. This is definitely about like your abundance, your money, your resources, the things that your sign rule over. This is definitely about those things, about your money, your resources, and with Jupiter and Taurus here, your status. Make sure that money isn't the most important thing in your life, Taurus. Like, I know a lot of people, a lot of earth signs really get stuck in the matrix. They really become like, no, my money is everything. I can't live a life where I don't have nice things. Like, earth signs get real caught up in that stuff. Make sure that that's not the most important thing to you, Taurus. Like, if there is someone that you actually do like and enjoy, you really might need to learn how to like really balance your work life with your love life to make sure that you're not just like working, that you're actually out and having fun. Which is a weird thing to say to Taurus, because Taurus are the more secular of the earth signs. They are the ones that will sit down and indulge themselves and have fun. But you might really be like in grind mode, Taurus. That real Capricorn energy. And look, the 10th house is trying to come out again. This could really just be like your thing right now, Taurus. You could just be in a heavy grind mode. But the fact of the matter is, if you're in grind mode, you might need to just come out of it. Just like come off it. And choose a way that's going to allow you to like really enjoy your life as you work and to build more harmoniously. Don't get stuck in grind mode. Don't let money be your ruling factor, the biggest thing that decides what you do, Taurus. Allow love in and allow yourself to have a better love life. Yeah, because we have Mars and Scorpio with revenge. Maybe you just want to work so hard so you can like stunt on the people that always like that that always had like bad things and negative things to say to you. They say that success is the best revenge. And this is exactly what I'm getting from here. You're working hard for this success for all the wrong reasons, which is why you're going down this so impulsively and why you kind of just threw yourself into work mode. You're doing it for all the wrong reasons. And what's really happening here is that you're just taking this action that you're taking is very dramatic and very impulsive. You chose to do this thing, to go down this path for all the wrong reasons, and you're pushing yourself down it when all the flags, all the red flags are going up, and all the signs are telling you to cease, desist, to go another way. And don't let money be money and a sense of achievement be your overall thing. Love is important, and a good work and life balance is important, Taurus, not just the work balance and gathering money and resources. Because when you die, that stuff is going to fade. But what is forever is love. So if this reading resonated, please leave a like or a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you guys want to support me as a content creator, the links to do so are in the description box. Thank you so much for your time and energy, and be blessed. If you are an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising, then this reading is for you. So let's see what we got for you, Aquarius. The way that I'm doing these readings now is that I have your main card here, which is in the middle, but I'm using the Moon Oracle to really give more energy and more characteristics around it. So the first card that you have that's characterizing your reading, Aquarius, is why. Now, the why card is all about questioning your motives, really asking yourself why it is that you do the things that you do. Why did you make the decision that you did, or why do you make the decisions that you do? This why card is very deep, reflective, and introspective. This is all about you understanding your own personal motivation as to why it is that you do anything that it is that you do. It's actually quite deep and actually very, very personal. So Aquarius, you're being asked to really question yourself, question your choices as to what influences your choices. Why do you make the decisions that you do or the choices that you do? And what can you do to be more informed? You actually have the card of instinct here. Now with instinct, this is all about like, I don't think I read this one. But we're going to go off our gut feeling here. instinct is all about what it is as to the underlying reason as to why you do what you do. The fact that this is a water moon and a moon that's I did read this one, a water moon and a moon that's actually gaining in power. This is letting you know that once you discover your motivation and why it is that you do what why it is that you do what you do, is that motivation, that instinct, that knowledge there that's going to grow and that's going to actually carry you forward. There's something here about you understanding your motivation and becoming more reflective and introspective that's actually going to be a very good practice that you're going to completely integrate and that you're going to be carrying with you. There's something here about you actually realizing that your emotional situation, if you are engaged in something real emotional, or if this is about a real emotional matter with this water moon here, the fact of the matter is that this situation is going to persist for a while. So you need to really become more clear on what it is that you want out of the situation, what it is that you're meant to learn, and why did you even step into the situation in the first place? Because the energy and the emotions regarding and surrounding this situation is just going to bloom, blossom, and get more intense. Now, the card that you have here is Lilith. Now, Lilith is all about independence, that fierce energy. I'm not a big fan of Lilith and her energy. I'm really, really not. And I don't make that a secret. But there is some key things to her energy that I really feel like is like here for you, Aquarius. One is the one of independence. And Aquarius is a very independent sign. The Lilith card in this deck speaks of actually standing up for yourself and doing what it is that you believe. Let me make sure that I actually got that right. Go over and look. Let me see. Yeah, take control. November be an auspicious time. A challenge worthy of your power. You must take firm steps to survive courageously against all odds. Events and people may be creating an evil image about you, but this must be ignored. You will need to be prepared to go to the utmost of passionate action to achieve the desired end. You can sit back no longer. Change is inevitable, and that which is no longer useful must be rejected. Everything must be reassessed exactly to determine its worth. So yeah, this is about you really getting up and being more active and involved in your life, Aquarius. And this is energy that's going to really, this is a newfound energy that's really going to stick with you. This energy of control, of like, no, like I am the master of my fate. I am the master of my life. And it's time for me to really figure out what works for me, what doesn't, who's good for me and who's not, and start picking out the weeds and throwing people out. And like it says, like the card warns, people might be looking at you like you're evil or the bad guy or the bad girl, but that shouldn't, the advice here is to not give a damn. Don't care. Do what it is that you need to do in order to assert your control over your life and for you to really feel more in charge. It's time for you to really take the front seat, the driver's seat in your life, Aquarius, and not allow yourself to be pushed down, pushed back, or don't let something as trifling as other people's opinion and perception of you hold you back. It's very strong and fierce energy. So the two cards that you have is the Nine of Swords in reverse and the King of Swords. Nine of Swords came out for Gemini, and I know for a fact that I have a Gemini Sun Aqua Moon watching, so hey, hi, how are you, buddy? But the Nine of Swords in reverse and the King of Swords speaks of actually having clarity of mind. Like the Nine of Swords upright is about your mind being cloudy with a lot of anxiety, a lot of doubt, a lot of like being very disillusioned. Well, not having a lot of anxiety or doubt, and maybe I said disillusioned, and that actually came out for the Gemini pile. But having a lot of anxiety, doubts, and probably not really thinking as clearly as you should. Whereas the King of Swords upright is all about clarity of mind. It's about really separating your emotions from your mental processes, which allows you to see things more logically, rationally, and clearly. And this is the energy that's really clearing out this confusion, really becoming more clear on what it is that you want, why you're doing the things that you're doing, and why you made the choices that you made, and taking more control, more ownership, more accountability for your life, and changing. The thing about the King of Swords is that the King of Swords can be viewed as heartless. I know that because the King of Swords is like the card that best described my energy before I started my spiritual journey. I was definitely the King of Swords. Very mental, very cerebral, logical, rational, and not quite emotional at all. And this is the approach that you're being guided to take. Get your emotions out of it. Get your emotions out of your decision makings for now. Or at least become more clear about the emotion that you're expressing. What chief emotion is what leads you to make the decisions that you make, that really influences your decisions. And once you become more clear on that emotion, that energy is going to grow, it's going to expand, and it's going to allow you to become more clear about why it is and how it is that you make decisions. And you're going to carry that energy with you, Aquarius, that knowledge with you. Wow. And we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Now, with the Queen of Wands here, I'm not going to take the Queen of Swords. I was just pointing out that you had two more queens coming out. But with the Queen of Wands here, this is definitely about you asserting your independence. The Queen of Wands and the Lilith energy feels very, very similar. Like, very much like, I'm strong, I'm independent, and I can do this myself. And this is that energy that's really coming in for you, Aquarius. This strong independence, this taking control and living life the way that you want to live it and making the decisions that you want to make for yourself. There's something here, Aquarius, about you becoming, again, taking more ownership and accountability for your life, your choices, and your actions. And becoming more reflective and introspective as a result of that. Becoming more logical, rational, and really making sure that you understand from a logical perspective the emotions behind your reasoning and your choices. And that way, when you do make those emotional reasonings, if you feel like you're about to make a mistake based off of that, you can have your logic to fall back on and catch you. To know, like, okay, wait, I tend to become a little bit emotional when certain situations come up like this, and that. This is more so about really learning yourself, so that way you can be more accountable in your decision making and have more control over the decisions that you make. Yeah, and the things that you allow into your life. This is so that you can't have anyone else to blame but yourself if things go wrong, Aquarius. So because you understand yourself and you learned yourself to the point to where you understand your triggers, you understand what causes you to act in a certain way. This is clarity of mind and also a clarity of the heart that's going to allow you to stand in your power and your independence, Aquarius. So let's get another oracle card from the Moon Oracle. Let's see what else comes out for you. There's always two cards just trying to come out. We just need one. That's three. Again, it's always two. But this one actually makes sense, though. We have the Fall and Precipice. The thing about precipice is this reminds me of Icarus. This reminds me of like flying too close to the sun. I've actually got curious about this card and I read about it last night. Precipice talks about with Jupiter and Mars. This is about like action, especially in the sign of Sagittarius. This is about your adventurousness, about you possibly getting a little too close to the sun, Aquarius. Precipice speaks of being on the edge of making a very impulsive decision or making a decision that's not the best. The Precipice card talks about really, really heavily warns that you're about to do something stupid, okay? You're about to do something crazy, and you might need to take the time to think. It could be leading to a downfall, a fall here, Aquarius, which is why you need to become clear on your emotions, which is why you need to really question your morals, question yourself on a choice that you probably are about to make or that you're going to make. And this is why Lilith is here, so you can know, like, when something does happen, you can take accountability, that you know that you went to this precipice, that you facilitated this fall on you by your own hand and by your own means, which is why it's important that you get to understand yourself and learn yourself. So let me go over the fall. The fall. Mercury is quick and sharp thinking, while Mars is impulsive and energetic. This combination can produce spontaneous brilliance or reckless behavior. And it's the same thing that the precipice talks about. I'm going to read that one too. Perfectionist Virgo may act as an inhibitor, resulting in the urge to reconsider your actions and decisions. If you draw this card, you are faced with a conflict between a desire for recklessness and a need for caution. You may be experiencing doubts just before or just after acting impulsively, and I did mention being impulsive. You may be having second thoughts about an idea and need to go back to the drawing board. This card reveals that somehow a wrong decision has been made, but suggests that there could still be time to rectify the mistake. Like I said, this Lilith energy here is to warn you that you're going to be taking accountability for this action. Like whatever it is that you're about to do or have done, know that this is your fault, okay? You've done it, and now it's time for you to understand why you made the choice. But the fall says it's not too late to go back and to change, to really do some self-reflecting and understand why you made the choice that you did, and to do something different. And now we're going to read Precipice. Jupiter and Mars conjoin in a Sagittarian moon mansion to promote impetuous and enthusiastic action. Mars, traditionally impulsive and hot-headed, is energized and pushed to the limit by the expansive nature of optimistic Jupiter. This is the gambler's card and indicates the making of a reckless decision, probably about something quite serious, which has been made with little consideration on the spur of the moment. If this card is drawn, someone concerned with the matter in question has a misguided belief in their own infallibility. This card symbolizes throwing yourself into an unknown situation against the advice of others, impetuousness, and a reckless decision. Again, here it is about making a reckless or not so good decision. I'm glad I pulled more from this deck, because these two cards like literally working in conjunction. This is a 12 and a 20 card, so they're pretty far apart as well. They rule over different signs, but Mars is the common theme here of being impulsive, that Martian energy of just like making a decision and you did it. But the fact of the matter is, you need to reflect on why it is that you made that choice. Again, this is about the decision already being made, not about you about to make a decision. You've already done something reckless and impulsive, Aquarius. And now it's time for you to get down to the source of, okay, but why did I make this choice? Why did I do this? It's time for you to really think and to get into some self-reflection, some soul-searching, Aquarius. Because, boy, oh boy, you just did something crazy. And I know I usually advocate for doing something crazy, but in this regard, apparently it was a big decision, something very important, and you didn't really give it much thought here with the King of Swords. Even though the King of Swords is very logical and rational, you probably just acted. And now this is why the King of Swords is here. Actually, I'm going to be real with you, Aquarius. The first card that I pulled wasn't the King of Swords. It was actually the Three of Swords. I didn't really like the message that was coming out with the Nine of Swords and the Three of Swords. So I pulled a different one. I got the King of Swords. But honestly, truly, the card that was really meant for you was the Three of Swords, which is about heartbreak and disappointment. So maybe you did make a choice that led to you actually hurting someone or actually hurting yourself and disappointing yourself. And the fact of the matter is, Aquarius, you need to really come to an understanding as to why you did what you did and what triggered you into acting the way that you did. This is about really learning to understand yourself, to rise up and take more control and accountability for your actions and the decisions that you make in your life. And yeah, Pluto, this is leading you to a very big change in your life as well. Again, like I said, with the shoots card, this is something that's really going to grow and pervade in your life. This ability to reflect, to ponder, and to really question your choices and to question the underlying reasoning behind your choices, Aquarius, is very important. And Neptune, becoming more in touch with your insides, your instinct, your intuition. Neptune is the planet of intuition, of the deep, of the waters. This is definitely, honestly, truly about you coming through and understanding yourself on the deepest and most personal sense, Aquarius, and really making a change in your life. A change in your life about the way that you make decisions, how you make decisions, and the decisions that you make. Really understanding why it is that you do what you do and why you choose the things that you do. So I'm gonna leave you with a few more of my Moonology oracles, and then that'll be that. Your commitment is being tested. I think it's your commitment to your path and your goals is being tested. Like, are you honestly, truly about what it is that you want to do, or are you hesitating and thinking about like really going back or something? I'm not quite sure. Don't let pride get in your way. These might really be more resonant for you, Aquarius. I've just felt guided to pull my Moonology cards, but I don't really know what's happening here. I don't know what's happening here. So I'm going to just pull them, and I'm going to hope that they resonate with you, for you. And finally, nothing will come of this situation. I don't know exactly what this is saying, what it is. If it's maybe you made a decision that was kind of counter to all the spiritual work and everything that you've been doing now. Maybe you made a more prideful, arrogant, and egocentric choice, something very reckless. And now that you made this choice, is letting you know that that this choice will lead you absolutely nowhere. Again, the fall says it's not too late to turn around, to rectify your mistake, and to go back, because you made a very reckless decision. And this is being echoed with just the fall and the precipice here. You made a very reckless decision. And it's not too late to fix it and to change it, because if you continue down this path and you stay committed to whatever path that you've chosen, nothing will come in the situation. So if you need to go back and make apologies, make amends, kiss a little ass, you might really need to. And don't let your pride get in the way of you making amends and making things right, Aquarius. Because the fact of the matter is you the one that was reckless, impulsive, and you the one that made the decision. It's time for you to take control of your life and your choices, and to take accountability, and to make amends, and to do the right thing. It's not too late. So, if this reading resonated with you, Aquarius, please leave a like or a comment. If you want to support me as a content creator, the links to do so are in the description box. Thank you so much for your time and your energy, Aquarius, and please be blessed. Bye.